2024 is coming to an end. There were a couple of big winners in terms of rugby. I've made a list of teams here that but qualify as some of the big winners of 2024 of this year. On the top list, Ireland, the rugby team of Ireland. I think Ireland had a very bad World Cup, disappointing World Cup actually in France. So coming to this year's Six Nations, they were trying. I think their intention was to really just try to redeem themselves and get that feel good factor back. And I think they were able to do that because they won the overall competition. It was not a grand slam though. They lost one game to England in Twickenham, and then they went on to play Scotland in the final game of the tournament and won that game in Dublin and were awarded the Six Nations 2024. Also, they came to SA in June. No one gave them a chance no one gave them a chance to win in SA. Everyone thought they were gonna just lose 2-0. I also thought they were gonna lose 2-0. So they really came here. They lost the first game. It was very tough, competitive game between the Springboks and them. And then the second game in Durban, they were able to win that game by the last kick of Frowley, the top goal that Frowley kicked in Durban for Ireland to win. So yeah, they did well, Ireland. They did well. I think they had a decent year, concluding from these two results that I've mentioned in this video. The second team on the list plays in Super Rugby. The Auckland Blues. They won the Super Rugby this year. They finished second on the log behind the Hurricanes. Yes, under the guidance of Van Cotter, they really played some good rugby. They were scoring a lot of tries, finishing games with high scores between them and their opponents. And in the semis, they faced a very stubborn Brumbies side, but were able to deal with them and win that game. In the finals, they played the Chiefs from Otago, and the Blues were the ones who were able to win this game 41-10 at the end. Brilliant score from the Blues. Congrats to them. I'm not sure when was the last time they won this tournament, actually. Yeah. Shifting our attention to the Champions Cup, Toulouse. Toulouse were very good in the Champions Cup. They played well. They won their pool. They played their knockouts at home. In the quarters, they faced Exeter Chiefs from England. In the semis, they played a very tough Harlequins, but they were able to deal with these teams in the quarters and the semis. And then in the finals, they faced a stubborn Leinster at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in England. And Toulouse were able to win this game. In extra time, though, it was a very tough game. It was difficult. But DuPont did well for them. They played some nice rugby. They were very aggressive. The defense was very good. Leinster tried, but I think Leinster came with the wrong strategy in this game, which allowed Toulouse to be the eventual winners. So Toulouse are also on this list. Now we shift to England, the Premiership Rugby. Northampton Saints won this tournament. I think the Saints really played well this year. They played really well. They did well in the Champions Cup. They beat the Bulls in the quarters, and then the semis, they lost to Leinster in Dublin in that big game in Leinster. But I think overall, the Saints played really well. They played good rugby. It's not too flashy. They just do the right things, the basics very well. In the finals of the Premiership Rugby, they played Bath in a very entertaining game, almost like a battle. But I think Bath went down to 14 men because they got a red card. But the Saints were able to manage that game and play really well and go on and win the Premiership Rugby. Then we shift our attention to Glasgow Warriors in the URC. The Glasgow Warriors, what a team from Scotland. I think they surprised me, actually. I did not think they were going to come to Pretoria and beat the Bulls in that manner. They really played well. They played good rugby. Their plan was good on the night. The Blue Bulls, Blue Bulls were Blue Bulls. They didn't They're very inconsistent because in the semis they beat Leinster and then in the finals they couldn't beat Glasgow Warriors. But Glasgow Warriors showed that they are a very strong side. They are a very good side. Scotland rugby is on the rise. Congrats to Glasgow Warriors and congrats to Franco Smith, the former Cheetahs coach. So yeah, Glasgow Warriors, the URC champions, had to be on this list. Now we shift to the Sharks in South Africa. In the Currie Cup, the Sharks won the Currie Cup in South Africa. Yeah, it was what a battle in that finals. I did not think the Sharks were going to reach the finals though. But yeah, they win the finals and they played the Lions at Ellis Park in Johannesburg in a very classic final. There was no score in the first half, 0-0 when they went to the sheds. The second half was also very balanced and very, like a battle, a classic rugby game. This game was won in the last minutes, the last kick of the game. It was Jordan Hendrickson who kicked over the 3 points for the Sharks to win, to beat the Golden Lions of Johannesburg. The last team on the list is the Springboks. The Springboks, the current world champions. Yeah, they had a very good year. The champions, the Springboks, they lost twice. They lost to Ireland and lost to Argentina. They had a very good championship. They beat the All Blacks twice, beat Australia twice. They lost one game to Argentina in Argentina. They won this Champions Cup. It's a nice achievement for them. And then they also had a very good end of year tour in Europe where they won all their 3 games against Wales, Scotland, and England. So the Springboks have to be on this list. Yeah, they are the last team on my list as one of the big winners of 2024. What a team! What a coach, Rassie Erasmus.